new haircut, new me, new toys, and, well, yeah, you're here for the new toys. That's the important part. So, you will never believe what I just got. It will absolutely change the scope of my projects going forward. And you'll also not believe how loud it is outside. Oh my gosh. There's not a lot I can do about it right now, since the microphone setup's just a lapel mic on a stick. Yeah, I'll deal with that eventually, and I'm sure I could also, at the same time, talk about my cool little, CNC'd cell phone cage, but, yeah, that's not important right now. You want to see the real cool stuff, don't you? I know, right? It took me long enough to get one of these. It's just a little cheapo Harbor Freight 1-ton engine crane, engine hoist, whatever they're called, but it's awesome. And it's going to be perfect for getting the engine out of the sonnet, because, I was going to do that same ghetto rafter thing, which, it would work. I mean, I eyeballed it. It looked strong enough, and I had the wood to reinforce it. But man, let's just save some time. And I can save that wood, too, to make a rotisserie later. Also not the best idea, but hey, this thing weighs nothing. Why not? Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. And, that's nothing, no big deal. Yeah, I bought a lathe. It was only a matter of time at this point. There's a lot of round things I need to make for the sonnet, believe it or not. I mean, gosh, what are there? Now that I have to remember. Oh, right. A new plunger, or, cylinder, or something to push the new master cylinder I'm going to put in there. I wanted to remake all those yucky fittings in the engine with AN line. I also wanted to redo the rest of the coolant system with AN fittings. Those all-around things. And what else is there? Right, I wanted to make some, I don't know what you'd call those, spacers, or eccentric spacers, for when I use, button-head screws to put the body back on, instead of 60 million rivets. Oh my god. Right, and then eventually we're going to make some sketchy wheel hubs, because I want to convert this thing to, at least in the front, to use, what is it? What is it with Miatas? Yeah, a 4x100 lug pattern, so I can put Miata wheels in there, because, kind of a Miata guy. I mean, there's one right there. So, it was only a matter of time until we got a lathe. And you know what? Considering the size of some of the parts I wanted to make, a simple little benchtop lathe wasn't going to work. And do you have any idea how hard it is to find lathes in this size? It's really hard. Because, well, what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is, I wanted a lathe that was short, but with a tall swing. And those are kind of hard to come by. You see, there's plenty of gorgeous old engine lathes out there that I would love, that came with way more attachments and are mint, but they're 8 feet long. I don't have the space for that. So I was really looking for basically a just fat tool room lathe. Short enough, but also tall enough, or however, I don't really care how lathes are. I'm going to call it the axes, whatever I want. So, screw you. This is a LeBlanc Regal, 13-inch. I believe it's a 1941. I haven't gone to the effort of verifying it, but the seller said, pictures online line up. Let's go with 41 for now. And it's all here. It's old, it's worn, the waves have seen better days, but, to be honest, I don't know the difference anyway. I'm a CNC guy. This is a lot different than a Haas vertical machining center, so I admittedly have no idea what I'm doing, but, metal cutting skills really don't, they transfer to any machine pretty much. I'll figure it out. So here's my favorite part about this machine, ignoring just how cool it looks, because I do be vibing with old iron. It does look pretty cool. It actually comes with a taper attachment, which is, I don't know, I mean, it's really hard to gauge rarity in some of these machines, but, I mean, I certainly don't see too many of them, and that's going to be helpful, because I can see myself cutting some tapers in the future. I was going to make a joke about, I don't want to start it up, I just put everything away, and then, starting it up and getting the extension cords back out. But you know what, I really don't want to start it up. I don't know if it's a forever machine, because, it could be too far gone, for all I know. But, and like most things, like the Sonnet, like the Miata, they're probably forever. I do have the other half of the taper attachment. It's not on there right now, because I don't want to put it on there right now. I also did get some tooling for the tailstock, just because it was old and yucky and vintage. Although this one, yeah, you're not fooling me, buddy. You're definitely newer than the rest of them. And then the best part, I got some vintage safety glasses. And they're actually glasses, which is hilarious. I mean, they're OSHA approved, but like I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna wear my modern ones. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but they're gonna be great for little props and whatnot. This is perfect already. I just need a coat to go with this. I always loved coats. I was talking about the sonnet earlier, and I kind of just dawned on me. I never actually like showed it with the body off, so maybe I should do that. I may have forgotten just how bad the gas in this thing smells. So let me go take care of that first. There. Hopefully this thing doesn't smell so bad now. Ding ding ding, continuity error. Yeah, I know, things have changed, but I really didn't like whatever segment I had after this last time, so I'm doing it again, which is my favorite activity. So here's the sonnet again. So I'm here to answer 2 questions right now. Actually, it's 1 question, but whatever. It's why am I wasting my time with this piece of junk? I mean, this thing's pretty far gone. In SAAB terms, or sonett terms, it's actually in mint condition. Most of these things are disgusting. But this one's, this is going to be a lot of work. So why am I wasting my time with this thing? I should go play with, the Miata, which is perfect. Actually, that's kind of why I'm not playing with it, because there's nothing to do, but whatever. The reason I'm wasting my time with this piece of junk is because that's kind of what my family does. We waste our time with sonnets. Everyone on my mom's side had one at one point in their life. My uncle still has his. And the best part? We didn't just have these, as passive daily drivers. No, in the 80s, my grandfather raced one of these with the SCCA, and that's awesome. So I guess if you were gonna try and, narrow down the exact motivation, I'm following his footsteps, because that's a pretty cool heritage. I think so. Now, I don't plan to do the exact same thing he did, because, man, he did something crazy, which I love, but I think I want to do something even crazier, which is going to piss everyone off, which I enjoy because I love conflict, but, I need to make it clear that my family has absolutely no problem butchering these cars. And I mean butchering. You gotta check this thing out. Seriously, check this thing out. That's gnarly. That'll make a purist cry, and that's why I love it. Because, it's just a Frankenstein car, which is kind of the plan for this thing. Although, I want to graft on some more modern parts, because why not? So, what is actually so special about this freak, this one in particular? And I keep sort of spoiling the surprise by referring to it as Frankenstein's monster, because it's built out of 3 other cars, which I just love. You'll notice it's not a normal Mark III. It's actually not a Sonett 3 at all. It's a V4, with just a Sonett 3 front end just grafted on. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the story of it wrecking once, then they put the nose on, or they just did it because it was funny, but I'll take either explanation, because I just love this thing. And then the air dam, because apparently these cars get real floaty at 130, and I'd really like to experience that. That'd be awesome. I know it also had the, pretty sure it had the engine from the 1.7 liter, from the Mark III, because I'm pretty sure it also, took a few more Mark III parts when they put the nose on, but I can't back that up. I could always ask people who know, but I can't be bothered to do that, because that's just how I operate. I also don't think it matters, because I think it was bored out to 2 liters, which, that'd be pretty gnarly in one of these engines. I think it had either a dual or triple carb setup, and it was probably making 200 horsepower, which, for a sonnet that weighs nothing, even with a roll cage, this thing was pretty fast. Or, 70s race cars fast. Fast is subjective, right? I think it's fast. I think it's cool. Now, this isn't actually what I want to do with my car, because, well, I don't exactly have a Mark II or a V4 or whatever you want to call them. I don't have the prior generation rear half to put on it. And I'm okay with that. I want to do something else with my car. I want to do something crazy with my car. Just as crazy as this one. Just as inflammatory as this one. And that kind of circles back around to the whole, stop telling me what to do with it. We've already established that my family is happy to bastardize and butcher these things. So, leave me alone. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cut it up. You can't stop me. You're welcome to try. I value your input. I'm pretty sure it boosts my videos by 2 views, so go ahead. But you can't stop me. You can't stop me. And this is where we get to the even cooler part. You see, a lot of my grandfather's race cars, he had a few, as everyone seemed to back then. They were lost to trees or tuition or, something. Standard race car things. They, 100% throttle, then it dies. Those cars sort of disappear. And the cars we have found of his, he did race Ferraris. Yeah, those things are long gone. They're Ferraris. They've been converted back to showroom pieces and whatnot. And I don't really care much for those. But this thing, this thing's still out there. That car is still kicking. And I know where it is. Currently, it's in Bud Clark's collection, which, if that doesn't ring any bells, kind of one of the big names in SAABs in general, and it's in his collection. And I was on the phone with him the other day, and yeah, it's still kicking, and hopefully he'll be able to give me some pictures of it, because, wow, I could really use some references, and, you know, I kind of like more to go off of than just this calendar. And, you know, I do have some pictures of it scattering around, but, gosh, I just want to learn more about that damn car. It's so cool. What a neat history. And, you know, apparently my grandfather didn't build all of it. Apparently, you know, half of it's Jack Lawrence, or probably more than half, to be completely honest. But so many SAAB people have been involved in that car, and I think it's fantastic. And I hope mine can compare to the coolness this one represents. I really hope so. And I don't really see myself, you know, getting my hands on this car in the near future. That's fine, because I got my hands on this car, this piece of junk I dragged out of the field. I mean, for better or worse, it's mine now, and I'm gonna get up to all sorts of shenanigans with it. So, just a tiny, tiny sneak peek of what my plans for this car are. Granted, first and foremost, I'm gonna restore it so I can enjoy it stock and sort of, you know, evaluate what it needs, what we need to modify from there. But there's a few things that I do have, you know, just lying around. You accumulate fun parts in this hobby, and somewhere in a box there's a Gen 2 Bosch eye booster, which, you know, yeah, that's gonna find its way on here pretty fast. I'm not sure I trust the brakes on these things, and I mean, even if I did, it works. Why bother with one I know doesn't work? I mean, sure, it's not that hard to rebuild a brake cylinder, but who cares at the same time? It's right there. And, you know, before I realized just how small the ports were on this thing, I have some ITBs from a 2002 Hayabusa. You know, they used to be on the Miata for fun. Now they're not in the Miata, and they might find their way on this thing. Maybe. I mean, probably not, because the ports are so damn small. But, you know, yeah, you get the idea. Never mind. We're done here. We're not done here. You're just going to have to wait and see what crazy things I do. And, I mean, sorry, you can't stop me. Might as well just watch.